Hello, welcome to my 5th exercise in the before and after challenge. This week it's all about night photography. Hello, I'm Ian Butterfield and welcome to the 5th exercise in my before and after challenge. Tonight we're going to be photographing Stockport Town Hall, and the purpose of this exercise is to help you get used to the idea of when to do night photography. It's certainly not at sunset time. Sunset time was 5 minutes ago. I checked it on a website and I always use timeanddate.com, and it said for Stockport for today it's 9 o'clock. Well, the sun has set, it's still plenty bright enough here. It's not a night shoot. The magic time to do it is about 20 minutes after sunset time. Why is that? Because we've got two forms of light here. We've got the artificial light that's lighting up the building, and we've got the fading daylight. And the aim is to find the time that balances the two. That will start tonight, about 20 past 9, just after 20 minutes after sunset time, and will last for about 20 minutes. So once we get to about 22:10, that sort of time, it'll be too late, and the sky won't look good in it. So let's get our first shot. I'm using ISO 100. I've turned image stabilization off. I'm set at f8. So all I need to do is focus and take the shot. And you can see that image is way too bright. It looks like a daylight shot. It's not the night image that we're trying to create. I need to wait till it gets to about 20 past. So I'll see you then. Okay, so it's now 20 past 9. This is the start of the magic 20 minutes for night shots. So let's take another image. And hopefully you can see on that image that it's starting to look a little bit more like a night shot, which is what we would expect. So I'm going to keep taking shots throughout the next 20 minutes. So the shot you've just seen was half a second. As the light decreases, then what we will see is the sky looking bluer. We will see the exposures getting longer. I'm in aperture priority mode. We'll just see longer and longer exposures, so we'll start to see those light trails on there. One thing just to be aware of, as the light starts to fade, you may need to start using exposure compensation to enable the image to look dark enough. The camera is pretty good at trying to say, oh, I think this should be daylight, so it tends to put the brightnesses up a little bit. So you may need exposure compensation. So for example, for this shot, I've dialed in -2 stops exposure compensation, and you can see on there that now at halfway through our magic time, that the sky's starting to look blue, the building's looking good, and if I time this right for when there's cars going through, because I'm shooting at about a second, we're starting to get the light trails. So I'm going to carry on for another 10 minutes, quarter of an hour, and see what I can get. Now we're at 25 to 10, so we are 5 minutes before the end of that magic 20-minute window, and you can see now that the images are really taking on that nighttime look with that deep blue sky in there. Just waiting for a few cars to go by to get the light trails, because at the moment my shutter speed is about a second on there. Yeah, 1 second. What I can do, if I want longer light trails, I can change my aperture to a smaller aperture. So if I go up to from f8 to f22, that's going to give me an exposure of 8 seconds. So I just need to wait for the traffic to go by, and I should get those lovely light trails as I do. we're now coming up to the end of the 20-minute window. It's now just coming up to 22. I think I can still get a few shots after that, but one thing to note now, having stopped down to f22, I'm getting 13-second exposures, which means because I know my lens will be sharper at a wider aperture, about f8, f11, I can afford to open up just a little bit on that. So if I stop down to f16, it means I'm going to get a 6-second exposure, which should still be plenty long enough to get some light trails. So it's just coming up to 10 to 10 now, and the images I'm creating now, you can start to see that I'm losing detail in the shot. The very top of the town hall is disappearing into the dark sky, and so it's really just beyond the optimal time. So here's the exercise for this week. What I want you to do is to find a building that's illuminated at night, like Stockport Town Hall here, and arrive round about sunset time. So check that on the website timeanddate.com for your particular location, and arrive, take a couple of shots then, and then you will have to change the exposure using exposure compensation if you're shooting in aperture priority mode. Follow through, take a few shots before the magic 20 minutes, take shots every few minutes through the magic 25, so it might be every 3 minutes, every 5 minutes, something like that, and until you come out the other side, until your last image in the sequence should be when you've left it too late. And the purpose for doing this, it's so that you can really understand how to create those night shots, how that fading daylight really does affect the image, and how critical it is and how small a window it is for getting the perfect night shot. So as the alarms are going, let me get one final shot. And with that, folks, thanks for watching this exercise. I hope you found it useful. I look forward to seeing your night shots in the Facebook group this week, and until next time, thanks for watching and keep making great photos. Bye for now.